what we will use for this DIY, we need a couple of the IKEA corks, and you know you can use it for placing your pen on top of it, and they are always 3 in a package, so they are very cheap. We need a little piece of twine of rope, just how you call it, and the main piece what we need is a little branch of greenery, and of course our print, but I'll show you that later. You see already I took all 3 of them out of the package, and we only need 2. You see this kind of rounds, they most of the time are made from wood if you use them as a door hanger, but I think this size is so very nice to use on a children's room or something in the Christmas tree from your children or grandchildren, doesn't matter, and it gives a nice statement inside of your tree, so you can use them as a bigger piece of an ornament, but you also can do them in a wreath, and you can do them of course as a door hanger if you like that also. For the theme today we are going to use the Grinch, and later on I will make our own unique Grinch little prints, and you will find them also in our description box. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to paint both of them in the white chalk paint. So of course I use the white chalk paint, but you can use any color you like. If you like as an underground another color, or maybe this color is fine by you, it's also great. You can do whatever you like because it's your decor and your piece. So I will paint both of them, the front side, back side, and of course don't forget the side, because we want to have it looking great on each and every side, even when you don't see the back side. Already both of our little rounds are drying. I am going to take you in the meantime with me to my computer, and we are going to make our own little Grinch print, so come along with me. And here you see how our print finally turned out, and I'm so happy with the result. Of course, I'm going to cut out around the lines, and we are going to Mod Podge it on top of our white chalk painted rounds. Both of our prints are cut out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to always use this brand, but you can use anything you like. If you like this or school glue, or you make your own Mod Podge, is also fine too. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to Mod Podge this on top, like I said, on top of our round corks, just what you call. So I always do the Mod Podge on my own way, because there are so many ways you can Mod Podge. I am going to do some Mod Podge on top of here on the whole round. I think it's always a little bit easier than to do it on the print, and the print is just as wide almost as our round, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go all over and just do everywhere our Mod Podge, and I'm going to glue it on top and try to get it in the middle as we can, and just work your way from the inside to the outside. Then you get the wrinkles the less, at least most of the time, I hope so. And you see already he is totally around it. And this is already one, and now we are going to do the next one. You see, I remove my kitchen towel under my rounds, because I am going to glue my piece of rope around my round. And you see already, if you want to use it as a hanger, then it's a nice way to do, just glue on top of the a little bit above, make a loop around here this way, and then squeeze it against each other, and then go further this way. But I am going to try to use it as a stand. So I'm going to go all over and just make a complete round. But of course, like I said, just if you want to have a loop, just glue it with your glue gun a little bit above, all over here, glue it together and just go further in your same round. And then you have also a nice loop to hang it on your door or in your Christmas tree or somewhere else. So this is very easy, and then you have the same rope. What I'm going to do, I have here a little plastic end. I'm going to cut it off because or else you will see that it is a plastic end on the underside. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to start with my rope laying against it. Just lay it very carefully against your round, and now I'm going to go all over and completely in the round. Both of my round have now the rope over it, but you saw me struggling at the end of this rope. You saw me struggling to get the shape together because this is a nice thicker rope, but you see already the ends are going everywhere, so it was a little bit hard to get it together. So, but of course later on we don't see it anymore because the rope later I will do in some furniture wax, because I don't like the little bit of the creamy color. I like always a little bit of the rustic color. So, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some branch, and of course this branch, and I totally ripped it apart. You can see already it's totally out of each other. And now I'm going to do some glue on the back side, and I am laying it in between the round and the twine or rope, just this way. I will show it to you. Just do on the back side. Of course I need some glue, or else my glue gun doesn't work. Just on his back, just do in the middle a little bit of your, and lay it in between, and just keep it in place for a second so it gets his way around it. You see, this is already a one. I will go further with the next one, and again just turn it over on the back side of your branch, do some glue, and again a little bit under the other, and just make a nice round and just keep it in place for a couple of seconds. And now we go further for the next one, and again on the back side, turn it over and just squeeze it inside and keep it in place again. And this way we go totally around. And I'm taking a bigger one, and again do on the back side one line and just squeeze it in between, and just place it inside of here, and just this way. So we get a nice round with some greenery this way. And I'm going to do this one. Of course, again, I know it's for someone who doesn't want to see it, just skip forward. I always say, because I don't mind. I understand if it takes a little bit too long of your time. But for everyone who wants to see how I make it, most of the time I always show the ways I do it, but I understand completely. If you want to skip forward, you are so free to do. Of course, I hope you don't, but I understand. So, and again, keep it in place, because we still want to see the reds coming through and a little bit of the rope. Now I have to measure out a little bit because I want to come out, and I think I need a little cut off of this one, and then I'm really there. And again, the last one, just to align, and we just place it in between and just make the round and squeeze it and keep it in place. And of course we need to remove the glue, but I am already very happy how it's looking like. You see already both of our rounds are with some greenery, and of course it's optional. You don't have to do it. If you like it better without the greenery, it's also fine too. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a very simple brand of furniture wax. I'm just going to do some furniture wax on my brush. Just wipe it off a little bit this way and just going around the sides of our, and you see, just over little pieces of the twine, because we want to have it a little bit more on the rustic color. I hope I do it on camera. I hope you can see it. Just go over it a couple of times just to give us a little bit more of a rustic look. Furniture wax is drying, but we need, of course, I will use it as a stand. So I am going to glue a couple of tumbling tower blocks together. And of course, I'm going to do this way. And I'm going again 2 against each other, just squeeze it, and another 2 against each other, and this way. And what we're going to do right now is just gluing this 2 on top of here, like this way, and just keep it in place for a little moment. So you get a nice little stand. And what we're going to do, we are going to glue it on the back side, but we glue it a little bit higher. So we don't glue it on the edge, so I'm on the sides, totally under it. You see already on this side, I have already one of the signs standing up, because I am going to take some tumbling tower blocks and make our own stand for the back side. I'm going to glue 2 blocks against each other this way. Just squeeze it, remove the glue you don't need, and again 2 other blocks, also again on top of each other, squeeze it again. And what we're going to do, we are going to glue the top of this one, and we're going to glue it on top of here. Just lay it in between and just squeeze it. And now hold it in place for a little moment. And now the hard thing to do is we have to glue it on the back side of the Grinch. So I'm going to do this one. I have to look if I have it in the middle. And now I'm turning it over. And I'm going to take my stand, and I'm going to use the longer side to that you can stand on. And of course you can also do 3 if you like 3 better, so you can use a little bit wider. I'm using the 2, and I'm going to place it not totally under, but a little higher, so it doesn't fall over every time. So I'm going to do it like this, and then I hope I really have it in the middle, because this is a little bit hard to see where the middle is exactly. So I will do my best. So, but if you have a better way, just let me know. I would love to hear it. And now I hope I have him in the middle, or else he will be really offline. So I let it dry for a second. See already, both of our signs of the Grinch are already standing up. I only need to show you the end result. And here you see finally the end reveal of my 2 little Grinch signs, and I am happy how both of them turned out. And you saw earlier that it is very easy to make a hanger out of it, just with some rope. So in a moment I showed you a little bit closer, but for now I just hope it inspired you to make 2 for yourself. So enough talking, we are going further to our second DIY. DIY we need an old piece of wood, and of course this one is already really an old one, because this one I think is the same age as my daughter is, because my son made it for her room when she was a little baby. So this is already more than 23 years old, so this is really an old piece. I'm going to use it. I had it already a long time on my attic already, so I found it back because I am cleaning up everything before we are getting a new house. So I am already using this piece for a DIY because the wood is very nice. So I'm going to cut this one in 4 pieces. First, on the back side, I will remove the screws from this piece of hanging. So I will remove this before I go to sew it in 4 pieces. You see already, I have already my wood in 4 pieces. I did 4 of the same pieces. And of course, now I'm going to take you outside and I get my jigsaw and I'm going to cut it out. But of course, if you don't have a jigsaw, you also can use your own hand saw. But of course, the main thing is that you use 4 of the same pieces. You see already the 4 pieces I just saw in 4. And of course, what we're going to do right now, he's a little bit bigger than I thought he would be. So like I told you earlier, this will be a mailbox, but in a decorative way, and of course in a different way than you are used to. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to put all the sides together. So I'm going to make it this way. I'm going to glue this together, and of course I'm going to do the top over here and of course the sides over here. I show it to you in a moment because it on my camera, even my camera is not the size is not too big that you can see what I'm doing. So I will do it a little bit different. You see, I took 2 pieces and I did already some second glue on top of here. You see already I have some strange gloves but this I just got because for protection. Of course, normally I have my other ones, but I couldn't find them. So I take this one because I don't want to get glued on top of my wood. So I'm going to let it go in for a little, a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to place it against this piece. So then we are going to build it further and further. So I use second glue. Of course, you can use your glue gun, but I want to keep make sure that it will stay on top of each other. So I'm going to use this one. See here, I place now board number 3 on this side. I just turn it over and just glue this one on this side. This is drying also right now. And now we only need the 4th one, and we do it on top of here. I can show it to you this way until the next side. So, but I show to you in a moment a little bit better. 4 pieces of wood are drying right now. Even when it is only second glue, I don't take chances. So I let it dry. So I have a box with 4 pieces, and I promise you, you will see it in a moment and I explain everything. What we're going to do, because the top is not from wood, I didn't have an old piece of wood which is that size, and of course I can saw a new one, but I thought I need on the top I will need some opening for the box. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of my board canvas, and you see this is just a very simple board canvas, and you can use a piece of cardboard if you have that also laying around. The box is 31 centimeters, so I need 2 halves of 15.5. So I will do 15.5 from this one and 15.5 from this one, and then we're going to make on each one a little opening to where you can put your letters in. So, but in a moment you will see exactly what I mean. I have my measurements, and of course I have my pencil. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do 15.5. I will measure out 15.5, and I'm just going to put a little dot over here, so I know I have to be here, and I'm going to do it over here also, a little piece of the pencil, and over here we will do a little piece, and on this side 15.5, and over here. And now we're going to draw the line, and of course I have to be sure that I am at the right place. So I'm going to make a line from this way, and I will do with the second canvas the same. You see, I have both of my pieces of cardboard or canvas, just what you call it, the line. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a very simple knife, and I'm going to go over it and over it until he is breaking. And of course you can use an X-Acto knife if I am correct. I use this one because this is very sharp and I really love this kind of knives. And I am going to use my measurement just to go over it. So I will place it again against the line, and I'm going to go over with my knife. You see, this way. I'm going to go this way. Of course, don't cut yourself, and go a couple of times this way, and then it will break. So already both of our cardboards are just cut out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go a little piece out of this side and a little piece out of this side, and of course the same opening that it will. And if you then turn them around, then you will get the fitting, and they have a nice opening for your letters, and the rest I will squeeze it together and then paint it. So I'm going to make a little piece over here and a little piece over here. I'll show you that in a moment. You see, I just use a simple card I have in my decor, and I'm going to lay it in the middle of my cardboard, and I'm just going to give it a little stripe over here and a little stripe over here. And then I only need to measure out how wide I want it to be, but now I have the same measurement on each side. So this one and this one, and I will do on the other side the same. You see, on each side I have the little lines, and this is 2 centimeters, this is 2, and this is 2, and this is 2. The only thing I need to do is just couple them up together, like we get the nice and the same opening like we have on each side. This way. And of course we are going to go over to this way. And of course I do 2 centimeters, but you can do anything you like. I hope you make your box a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit more fitting in your decor, because this for me will be a task to get him inside of my decor. But we will figure out. But at least I hope it will turn out okay. And of course, it's always a little bit different. I like a little bit different. You see, now we have our opening. I will cut it out, and then we're going to glue both pieces on top of our little box. You see the box, how it turned out, and you see already it's a little bit of the bigger size. He is 31 centimeters every panel of our board, and I just glue them each side on top of each other. We leave the underside open. Of course, you can do some piece of cardboard also over there if you really want to, but this is just a decor piece. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this one on top of here, and I'm going to glue this one the same way over here, so we get a nice opening for our mailbox. Like I said, a mailbox with a twist. You see here already I did some glue on the sides of my board, and now I'm waiting for a couple of minutes, not too long, until it dried up a little bit, and then I'm going to glue it on our box. You see already I glued it on top of here. I know it's really in your face, but I don't get it totally inside of my camera if I don't do it this way. So in a moment I am going to get my, you see already on my table, my black schoolboard paint. Of course, I'm going to give the whole box a black color. So I will color everything in the black, but of course you can do any color you like. I just like for this time, because it's a different mailbox like normally, I am going to do it in the black color. You see already a little bit how he's changing already. He's almost in the black color, and of course I still need to do the top, but I am really happy with the black color. At least it gives a nice matte finish when we're going to do our print on the side of our box. You see already the box is totally painted in the black color, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take you along to my computer. We're going to make a print for the sides of our mailbox, so come along with me. And this is how the print turned out. Of course, you can find both of them in our free printables, so you can make one of your own. You will find our free printables always on our main channel Deco Easy. You find the link in our description box. And I am going to cut out with my scissors, I'm going to cut out the print and we are going to Mod Podge it on top on the sides of our box. My prints are ready. I have my box on sideways on top of here, and now I'm going to Mod Podge the mailbox letter to Santa on this side, and on the other sides I will do Santa. You see Santa laying of course over here, so I will Mod Podge it over here, and you see I use the very simple Mod Podge. But of course you can use some school glue, just whatever you have laying around. But I really hope you have a little smaller box, because this is not the greatest way to make a DIY. So the next time you will see me just working on my table, but this is really was a bad idea. But maybe he will turn out very nice. We will see. Here already I have one big mess on my table, because the DIY doesn't want to do what I wanted to do. What I'm going to do, I have the print on top of here, and I'm going to want to have a wooden sides around my frame, just to work away my black lines. So I took out my tumbling tower blocks, and I will try to make from tumbling tower blocks a frame for over my print. So, and then I will do it in some furniture wax, so it gets a nice rustic and old color. So I will make first the frames. For my frame, it is very, very easy. I'm just going to make rows of 4. That's better English. So I'm going to do 4 on each print, of course. So we need 16 for the whole box. So it is 64 pieces of tumbling tower blocks. I don't know, here in the package most of the time goes 54. So I don't know if from the Dollar Tree are also from the same, or maybe they have a little bit more, or maybe they have of course bigger blocks. So that is also a possibility, because this one is a smaller one. So I will make 16 of this kind of rows. I made all the rows I need for around my prints. What I'm going to do, before I'm going to glue them on top of there, I'm going to do the sides, the top, and the end pieces. I'm going to do in some furniture wax. Only not the underside, because that what has to stay on top of the print. So this one I leave open, so it is easier to glue on top of our print. That's a little bit better English. So I will put all of them in some furniture wax, and then we're going to glue them on top of our print. You see here already I did 4 of the rows of 4 I did on top of here. So I did 1 over here, I started 1 over here, I started 1 over here, and on the top. And you see already it looks so much more a little bit of an old rustic feeling. So I will do all 4 of the print with some kind of this rows. And it's so easy. You only need some tumbling tower blocks, and you already have your own little frame you can make over your print. So you see already on all sides are the tumbling tower blocks in a frame around it. What I'm going to do, you see here, I also made 2 again from 4 and 2 loose pieces, because if you know me already a little bit by now, I always try to make something different. So I'm also going to try to make around the opening, I'm going to do some tumbling tower blocks, because if I am measuring it out correctly, it will be coming totally around it. So I hope that this will look okay. So I will glue this together. And yes, you see already I measured out right, and this is how the opening is looking like right now, and it is totally fitting with the side. So I am really happy how this big one is turning out. Now we are going to decorate the top with some Christmas greenery. I placed you even closer to my box. It could you would say it couldn't be closer, but you still can go closer to my box. You see right now we have the opening here. What I'm going to do, take some little pics of greenery. You see already this is very simple. I only paid €1 for them, and they were even in sale, so even less than this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the smaller ones, because I like 3 of the smaller ones over here and 3 on this side. And of course, if you want to do it over here or totally around, that's also fine too. I'm just going to get 3 smaller ones from my branch. And of course, you see, that's the great thing when you are just as close to me. Now I can show you a little bit easier. You always see the end of the plastic, and I really don't like it. So I always cut off a piece of the thing. And now you see the ending is a little bit nicer to see. So I'm going to do with all 3 of them, of course. And this is the second one. And this is the third one. And of course, I will place 2 of them over here a little bit this way, like this. And I'm going to cut out this a little bit smaller, I think. And I'm going to glue this together because, yeah, I don't know if I like it. It is a little bit longer, but maybe I will cut it off and just do it this way. But I think this is also fine too. But I'm going to try just to get it as close as I can to this way, because I like that a little bit more. So I'm going to do some glue over here and just lay it down. I always, most of the time, I lay something already down so I can see what I do. And I did also with this opening. First, I'm going to measure it out before I glue it, if everything is laying down nicely. This time I had lucky with my blocks that it was fitting, of course, this way. And it is so simple, just 3 pieces of greenery. And you already have a nice, and this one just as close as you can against this one. Of course, we take 3 little ones more, and we are going to cut it off again for the other side. This is 1. This is 2, and I think this greenery you can also buy at the Dollar Tree, Dollarama. You can buy them anywhere. So again, lay it down the way you want to have it, and this one over here. So I'm just going to take 1 of them again, just do some glue on the back side. I hope I do it in front of the camera, probably very close in your face. I am really sorry. DIYing with me is always chaos. So I really hope you like a little bit of chaos. There are people who don't like chaos, but if you like chaos, then you are at the right place on my channel, because I always think of something I want to have my DIY, but most of the time it always changes a lot. So, but at the end we always get there. You see, now I have both of them. Now I have here some berries. You see here, oh, this way, and you can do some berries over here. If you like it, you can do some berries on the top, but I don't know if I like it or not. So I wait a little moment if I like it. That's not really great English. At least I am still waiting. I think I leave it a little bit more neutral. What we're going to do now, we're going to the bottom of our box. And I'm going to do some greenery picks also around the whole box to finish it off. And you're back here, and now you can see the underside of our box. And like I said, I left it open, but you can do also a piece of cardboard on the bottom. But then it's a little bit harder to, if you do letters inside of here, because my idea was to make this, you can put it in a place with your Christmas tree, and just, I also make some prints for you, which is a letter from Dear Santa. You can also print them out and give someone. You can write a wish for the coming year or something else on top of it and do it inside of the box, and you can read it at Christmas Eve. So what I'm going to do, I want to finish it off. So I'm going to, again, take a little bit of the bigger branches, and I'm going to start this way, and I'm going to go totally around the whole box, because I want to have a nice finishing on the underside. So all the branches I will put off again this way. It's always a little bit hard to get them off. I don't know if this just this brand, or maybe you have the same problem with the ones it really is a task to get them off. So let me know in the comments if you also have some difficulties to getting your greenery off of his stamp. So, but now again, I show you a couple of them. We are just going to layer them, and then you can see the end reveal of this DIY. So like I said, it was a little bit of chaos, and I'm really sorry. And this way we are going to do some glue. Just do some glue, and we're just going to lay it down on the underside, and just a little piece over here, and just glue it. And now we are going to do this one, some glue. And of course we are going to take it off a little bit up and lay it down, and the other one over it. So that's why we leave the ends open. Just a little piece over here, glue it. And we are going to take another one. And this one is still having his plastic end. Just again, do some glue. And again, take off the tip and just lay it down. And lay this one over it. So you get a nice layer over each other. And again, the next one. And we are already almost there. It takes a little bit more of your branches, but I always think it looks a little bit better. And I am already gluing everything together, you see already. And with this one I already end and place it and lay it down. And now we have to glue this end and just lay it on the bottom this way. Now you have a nice overlay of your branches, and so we go the next step, and then turning around and turning around. I wish I could show it to you a little bit better, but this is the best I can do with my camera, so bear with me, please. Normally I have everything on my table, like you know. So I will finish this off, and then you see the end review.